Satanic Governing Tendencies and the Escalating of the War in Ukraine, Part 2 of 4, on Between Master and Disciples, heard in English.
The world is a circle without a beginning, and nobody knows where it really ends. Everything depends on where you are in the circle without a beginning. Nobody knows where the circle ends.
Regarding Putin's recent annexation speech of the new 4 regions that he's taken over, he has accused the West instead of himself of things that he's been doing. For example, he accuses the West of their Western imperialism and colonization, and he talks about the dictatorship of Western elites. He even blamed the West for sabotaging the Nord Stream gas pipelines. But, Master, it seems that he's blaming the West for things he is doing.
Сегодня этот выбор делаем мы.
Today we are making this choice. Residents of Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics, residents of Zaporizhia and Kherson regions have made it. They have chosen to be with their people, to be with the motherland, to live its destiny, to win together with it.
Russia's proclamation of rule over 15% of Ukraine, the biggest annexation in Europe since World War II, has been firmly rejected by Western countries and even many of Russia's close allies. Russia moved to annex the regions after holding what it called referendums, votes that were denounced by Kiev and Western governments as illegal and coercive. In one of the toughest anti-American speeches he has delivered in more than 2 decades, Putin slammed the West as neo-colonial and Satanist.
Such a total denial of a human being, a rejection of faith and traditional values, suppression of freedom, begins to look like a perverted religion, outright Satanism.
What do you think of Putin's accusations against the West?
All the accusations are correct, except he has to turn them to himself.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's talking about himself and the Kremlin.
Yes.
Yes.
Before, a long time ago, centuries ago, some of the Western countries maybe colonized other countries. But it's not the same anymore. They don't do that anymore.
That's right, Master.
They have army bases in many countries, but because those countries requested and agreed to keep peace.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
And luckily, the Western countries do that. So at least we have only one Putin.
Yes.
Otherwise, they might have more Putins everywhere. And even then, the Kremlin abuses the power and the privilege of being one of only 5 permanent Security Council members to have influence in many places, especially in Africa. They have their bases everywhere, and in some other countries as well.
Yes, Master.
So talking about occupying anywhere, it is it is Kremlin, not the West. Even now, talking about Crimea being occupied by Russia since the 1700s. But many countries used to belong to many other countries. Like, for example, Iceland used to be with Denmark.
Yes.
And the King of Denmark, a long time ago, let them be independent already, for example, like that.
Yeah, that's right.
And England also let many Commonwealth countries become independent if they wanted to.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, that's right.
Therefore, there are only 14 countries now in the Commonwealth. It used to be 30 or more.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Especially India. If England really was so hell-bent on colonization, then India should be the one they keep, because that's a big country, and even if each one of them just buys one roll of toilet paper from England, they'd be rich.
Yes, Master.
So the West have not done any colonizing or anything imperialistic all this time.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Even if Putin is accusing the West of colonizing and being warmongers or imperialistic. It is the Kremlin who is doing it now. It's Putin.
Yeah, exactly.
In the 21st century.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
yes, Master.
A few strokes of the pen and the map of Europe was redrawn, though no one outside these walls will recognize the border and compare the swagger in Moscow to the dead silence in Ukraine. Broken only by a mobile phone call that will never be answered. Someone's brother or son, someone's mother or daughter, among 24 killed here, a gathering point for civilian convoys, yet more innocent bloodshed in a war of horrors.
Why is he starting all over again like that? And in his speech, he even accused the West of all that he is doing.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
yes.
right. Oh gosh. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
He also accused that religion of being satanic. That I agree, because the Pope said that Lucifer is the god of the Catholic Church. He himself said that, and he is the Jesuit priest. Their vow to be loyal to their faith is so bloody, threatening, and terroristic.
Yes.
Jesuit extreme oath of induction. I do furthermore promise and declare that I will, when opportunity presents, make and wage relentless war secretly or openly against all heretics, Protestants and liberals, as I am directed to extirpate them from the face of the earth, and that I will spare neither age, sex or condition, and that I will hang, burn, waste, boil, flay, strangle and bury alive those infamous heretics, rip up the stomachs and wombs of the women, and crush their infants' heads against the walls in order to annihilate their inexorable race. That when the same cannot be done openly, I will secretly use the poisoned cup, the strangulating cords, the steels of the poniard, or the leaden bullets, regardless of the honor, rank, dignity, or authority of the persons, whatever may be their condition in life, either public or private, as I at any time may be directed to by any agent of the Pope or the Superior of the Holy Father of the Society of Jesus.
The vow of the people who belong to that so-called Jesuit order misleads many people because they think Jesuits belong to one of the orders of Jesus, just like Evangelists, Seventh-day Adventists, and born-again Christians also worship Jesus.
Yes, Master.
So many people are misled by that name, Jesuits, and they follow them.
Yeah.
But the vow to be faithful to that so-called order is so bloody, so satanic, and so terrifying. They're like terrorists.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So in one way or another, it is the Catholic Pope that made it that way. Made people have no more faith in the Catholic Church. Many people left the church. Many churches are empty nowadays. Also because they're doing all kinds of sadistic things and raping children, women, men, boys, girls, and even babies. And they are satanic. That's what I'm saying also. It's not the Catholic faith is satanic. These people, these priests are satanic.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
A newly ordained priest, Father William Reinecke, came to our parish, and he sort of adopted our family. And he would say Mass in our house, and he would be over at our house for dinner 3 and 4 times. He went on vacation with us, and I loved him. And I wanted his attention. And he took that adoration and he started abusing me as around the age of 8. And it went on probably for 3 or 4 years. He would literally abuse me in the basement of our house and then go up and have dinner with my parents. And then every Sunday I had to see his hands that violated me holding the chalice at Mass.
And by the way, I'm telling you something to make you happy also. The Vatican is now punishing those that are sexually abusing the followers. Punishing.
Finally.
One at least. Up to now, 1 or 2 openly. Yeah. And about the girl who died in police custody,
Yes.
Yes.
the Iranian religious leader, Khomeini, he came out and said something, but he also blamed the West for inciting the protest.
Oh.
It's not the protest. It is the death, unjustified death of a young, innocent, beautiful girl. And it caused a lot of sorrow for the parents, relatives, and friends, and caused the whole nation to shake up. It caused the whole world to be in turmoil.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has accused the US and Israel of being behind the nationwide protests sparked by the death of Mahsa Amini. She died last month after being arrested by Iran's morality police for allegedly violating the country's conservative dress code. Activists say the government's crackdown on demonstrators has seen at least 52 people die.
Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, has broken silence on the protests that have rocked the Islamic country. He says the demonstrations are not an organic grassroots movement, and he is fully backing the security forces.
Who did the planning for the protests? I say it is clear that the planning was done by America, the fake Zionist regime and their followers.
Despite the violent crackdown, the protests are not dying down. There are reports of students taking to the streets in various cities. This video shows security forces dispersing a crowd outside a university in Tehran. The demonstrations have also spread to many parts of the world, like here in Istanbul, Turkey, with its big community of exiled Iranians. In Iran, the protesters continue to challenge the hardline government, with many demanding an end of the more than 4 decades-long Islamic rule.
So it's not the protest that we should be talking about.
Yeah.
People have the right to protest anywhere about any injustice.
And just because you think you're small, and doesn't mean you're just small at all this tiny one. La 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 la. To someone else you are big. The world is a circle without a beginning, and nobody knows where it really ends. Oh, everything depends on where you are in the circle without a beginning. Nobody knows where the circle ends.